Yes, sir. Yo, what's good? Happy Sunday. I forgot it was Sunday. I thought it was Saturday for a quick second. I'm gonna press the button. You can start submitting your beats in 3, 2, 1. Oh shit. Okay, bam. If anyone be doing it before, after, whatever, or before, I mean, it's not getting listened to. Anyone after, it's getting listened to. Congratulations. That's how it works. Yo, what's good, Mihai? What's good, Doozy? What's good, Jambe? What's good? That's the real shit. I don't know if you guys know this, but Battlefield 6, the beta, ooh, that shit slapped and I still miss it. Let's hop on over to the members. Let's start with, ooh, Jambe was locked in on this one. Let's give him a listen.
Spoken in a while and things have been weird.
Alright, this fire, but the vocal there you use is like overused. I've heard it in like 20 different beats. Do better on that, but everything else it's gas. I like the arrangement. Drums be hitting. I like the sounds you used are pretty nice. I feel like maybe you could have trimmed out some of that high end, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, Jambe. You cooked. Doozy, what is this? Alright, fine. Jambe, we'll listen to it through if that counts as 10 more seconds.
I hope you're doing really good. Call me sometime, okay?
Alright, you cooked. I already knew you cooked, but then you came in and you said, let me cook a little bit more. You don't need to do that. We understand, Jambe. You cooked. Not the same drop. Is this not the same drop as before? That's what we all want to know. Was it the same drop? I feel like it was. Mihai feels like it was. It's all good. Does Gamble work? It's because the stupid ass clanker's not working. You know what I mean? God damn, bro. God damn. All right, let me see. 4 versus before. What is it? Gamble all or whatever. Nah, let me just do points. Let me see how many points I got. Points. It should be working now. I don't know. This thing is so finicky and I feel like partially it has to do with YouTube, but you know what? Who knows? Who knows? What are y'all talking about? A toothpick really changes everything? What? Yo, Mihai, I don't know my memes. You know what? It took me... Listen, so a lot of my chord progressions, a lot of my shorts, I use a 6-7 chord progression, right? And I started getting a shit ton of comments that were like, oh, 6-7, you know what I mean? Doing the fucking stupid-ass meme that 12-year-olds like. And at first, I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't get it. I'm old. I'm getting up there in age. I'm like 62 right now. And I genuinely was like, I thought they were making fun of me because all my chord progressions I was using 6-7. I thought I was getting made fun of at first. And then I looked it up and I figured it out. When I was growing up, memes were funny. What happened? Yo, I'm growing horizontally, not vertically, little bug. That's what's up. Doozy, this is gas. It's a little repetitive though. That's what I gotta say. It's got a vibe. It is that Doozy special. But I do gotta say, it does have a cool vibe to it. I fuck with the vibe. It's got a bounce. It's nice. Could be a little bit less repetitive though. You know what I mean? What? Okay, don't react to this. No reaction. What do you mean, Mihai? You're making less and less sense. Like, what? I don't know what it is about this beat, but it just has a vibe that, I don't know, it puts a smile on my face. Like, what? I don't know how to explain it. I kind of fuck with it, though. I kind of fuck with it. It's just a vibe. Wait, you don't want me to react to that one. You want me to listen to this one. Honestly, I just don't really fuck with Jerk all that much. I do agree, kind of the 808's kind of a little wonky here. There's also that one lead you got. I really don't like the sound to it. It kind of sounds like something screeching in the back. But also I hate Jerk, so that's kind of part of it. Yo, the way the 808 came in there was gorgeous. Doozy, you cooked. This is crazy. This is so beautiful. Like the way, it did things to me when I heard that. Mihai, you've asked that before, and I don't even remember what I answered you. But long story short, if it didn't get claimed on your end, let's give it a shot. That's what I say. But honestly, the odds are probably pretty low in my favor. But who cares? I'll take it. I'll challenge it. You know what I mean? So let's go. I'll throw hands with the copyright claims. Why am I moaning? Listen, did you not hear the drop? Fuck. if you're a producer and something like that doesn't do shit to you, I'm so sorry, my guy, but like, what are you making music for? Do you not get hyped about this stuff? Like, what? You got some weird sounds going on right now, that's what I gotta say. This is a miss. Doozy, this 808 is not the move for this beat. I'm sorry too, the 808 pattern is not that it. Yeah, L Doozy in chat. Everybody put L Doozy in chat. I'm gonna start it. We gotta start the trend. Yo, shout out to anybody who's saying W Doozy. They're still giving you some props, my guy. They're still, you know what? It's a supportive community deep down. This shit is not hard. This shit was flaccid, to say the least. Yeah. Why is the bot not working still? I wish I knew. I really do. We listened to this John Bay, so we got another one from John Bay. What? Is good, but I kind of felt like the hi-hats came in a little weird, and then also I felt like they were a little quiet throughout, but that's kind of just it. Like, my beef is with the hi-hats, nothing else. I'm gonna play it again just so you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. But other than that, like, it's smooth, it's clean, like, there's not really any issues. Sonics. This is, yeah, honestly, I mean, it's not just for beats, but ideally don't send in something that will get me copyright claimed or anything like that, please and thank you. Honestly, the hi-hat pattern cooked fire. I like this. John Bay, you did a great job with this beat. Your tracks are original. You can, like, if your shit's original, my guy, you can copyright claim me. Does that not click for you, or like what? Like, come on. There's a lot of things I like here with your beat, to be really honest with you, but my biggest beef kind of just comes down to the mixing. Like it's missing it's missing a little bit of that like gritty feel, which you can get just from throwing in like RC20 on your drums and mix it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Your melody could use some nice compression and then a little bit of gain in there. Like there's a lot of little things here and there you could do just to kind of make it sound better, but it's at a good starting point. You know what I mean? Yo, what's good, Eternal? What's good? Listen, that's very true. That is definitely a Simon Servita type beat right there. It's not bad. Like there's nothing objectively wrong here. It just feels a little lackluster in terms of like what's going on creatively. So it's more of like a subjective thing. Yeah, Simon Servita, he do make some pretty good stuff, very like fundamentally great stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like technical knowledge going on, for sure. You know, I feel like this is a little meh. You know what I mean? For me personally, it's just lacking in something to kind of draw me in, something a little more creative. You know, that's what's missing for me. You do not need to be a YouTube member to submit a beat. It's got to be in here. It's free. Look at all these people in here submitting beats for free. I'm gonna pin this because I gotta come back to it. It's already pinned. Look at me. I'm 2 steps ahead. Craziness. Where were we? We're at this beat. Stop. It's not lacking vocals. This is like the stupidest argument. It's lacking any form of creativity. I'm starting off nice. I'm starting off being all nice and like, hey man, it's a good beat. There's a lot of great fundamental shit here. You know, I'm giving you a positive. I'm giving you a negative. The fucking problem with your stupid ass beat, bro, is that this shit is not creative. There's no creativity in it. It just sounds fucking coworkery. So listen, we're gonna listen to your next beat. Take the fucking feedback and move on. No, that is not why his beat. Nobody's beat lacks creativity because they use a drum pack. That is. Stop. This beat is just so awfully mixed. Like, there's a lot of good things. Again, same thing as this first beat. There's a lot of good stuff going on, but here's the problem. The mix is so god awful, it makes the beat terrible. Like, this mix is the worst one. You're not controlling your levels, none of that. You need to control your levels. You need to make sure things aren't clashing the way they're clashing in this beat. This is a great example of what not to do. You need to put a toothpick in there. That's what's wrong. You don't have a toothpick. A toothpick changes everything, my guy. Mihai, let's listen to your beat. Yo, 23 months. That's almost 2 years. Crazy, doozy. Appreciate it. I listened to 3 different beats. The first beat I said the mix was pretty bad, but there was some good stuff there. Second beat I said, damn, this shit's good on an objective level, but there's no creativity, so subjectively I don't really like it. And then the third beat I said, this mix is so ass, this beat sucks, but it's got a lot of good things here. That's what happened. It's 3 different beats, my guy. You're lost, confused, and dazed. When will I start reviewing the non-member beats? When I get through the member beats. It's just there's so many of these people who want their beats reviewed before all of you peasants. Mihai, I think this is pretty good. You know how I feel about Jerk. I feel like the 808's kind of lacking. Don't get me wrong, I do like a wide 808. But also it's not good to have a wide 808 in terms of the low end. So hopefully you know what I mean. Like you're making sure your low end is mono and the higher portions of your 808 are going stereo, because you know like that's how you prevent phasing issues. But it's cool. I like the piano. The piano in here is cool. The little vocal in there is really cool. That's my thoughts.
Hey, Eternal, turn it up.
I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like the lead, and I think the clap is not it. Like the clap sample you used, not it. The lead, not it. The sound and the pattern, not it. You're getting ready for GTA 6. You are. That has to be what's going on here. I'm so sorry. I'm not fucking with it. This is old. Thank goodness. I gotta say, my issue with the lead though is it's the sound and the pattern. It's not working at all. You know what I mean? The lead sounds like a dying cat. It's just, shit, here we go again. Let's go on to the next beat, please and thank you. This is pretty good. I like it. I do like what you're doing with the hi-hats, having like those lower hi-hat notes. You know, it creates a nice little bounce in there. It's good. It's clean. I feel like there could be a little bit more going on, but other than that, it is a solid beat for sure. Nice. This is your favorite beat you've done all year? That's kind of crazy to say. I'm not gonna lie, I did not really love that little double clap there. Yeah, there's a little too many claps for me. Yo, clap type beat, that killed me low key. Yo, Mihai, that's the best one. That's the best one. That's a lot of claps, though, Eternal. I hope you know the message here shouldn't be that we're making fun of you. The message here is you should probably use fewer claps in your beat. This shit is kind of hard though. Also, you've been cooking with the 808s on here. I gotta give you props where props are due. There's a lot of good stuff here. Honestly, there's a lot of good stuff. It's a good beat minus the claps. You just gotta chill on the claps, and it would have been like a fire beat all the way through, in my opinion. After every damn song. Let me jump up here and then we'll listen to the peasants. Something. What's good? Facts. I am the real peasant. That's the whole beat. That's crazy. Where's the rest of it? Here's the thoughts. All right. First off, the mix kind of meh. You know what I mean? Like you got some things going on. They're going on okay, but they're a little quiet. You know, everything's just not really popping the way it should in terms of your mix. That's kind of what you want to get your mix to have. You want everything to pop and sound good. It's not doing that right now. Your 808's a little shy. The sample's kind of goofy for this beat. I'm not really liking it. And then it kind of just feels like your melody is meh. Like it's fine. It's objectively solid. It's just lacking something. It's kind of going back to that same issue we had before, where someone's beat was lacking that component of creativity. You know, lacks every factor. It's got a lot of good things to start from, but it's missing some. Also crazy that someone's still playing Delta Force. What? I don't know if I should even like click on this based on the artwork, but it's Jado, so I gotta do it. Yeah, this is a beat that was made. The artwork exists. It's pretty fitting, I feel. Here's what I gotta say, Jado. I gotta say, this shit is a mess. This is the messiest beat I've listened to, probably not today, actually, to be honest, but in the past couple minutes, this is the messiest beat I've listened to. The mix is just awfully messy. The 808's kind of goofy. There's some good ideas here, but none of them really go in a solid direction or really get the shine they deserve. So I don't know. Maybe you were just trying to meme around. But if you want to like flesh this out into something more, you got to clean up that mix. You gotta take some of these ideas that are solid on their own and kind of give them their shine, give them that space to be these good ideas, because they don't have that right now.
Ambient on the beat.
I don't know why your 808 sucks so much, but like it does. It sucks. You're doing these glides here and there. They're not good. This 808 sample, I just don't even like. I don't like your 808 sample. The pattern's fine, but the glides, they gotta stop. The sound is a little too high. Like, give me some punch. Give me some oomph instead of this weak shit. I think it would have been nice too to like have a little bit more of a humanization going on with your melody there, because it does feel a little robotic just in the way it's being played. I think too, it would have been nice to add in a few things outside of just this main pattern you have to kind of accent what's going on, or just to add in a little bit more variation in terms of what's going on melodically and harmonically. Yeah. Joe's Knowlting, what do you have for us? Please have something good. Yeah, I think this can be really simply summarized up. It's good. There is some good stuff here. It's just extremely repetitive, and the mixing is pretty mid. If you fix the mixing, your 808s could hit harder. They could well, maybe probably not hit harder, because they're hitting pretty hard here. But they could sound cleaner, because they don't sound clean at all. They just sound like a messy piece of shit. The rest of it is solid, but you don't have any variation really, and the little bits you do are very appreciated. So I'd love to see a little bit more creativity in terms of what you do to vary your beat and melody. I mean, is it though? This is a new jazz type beat. This is not a new jazz type beat. This might be a new jazz type beat. Yeah, this definitely gives more Pierre vibes. I think it's all right. I don't really love the lead sound. I think what's coolest about it is when you cut everything out and then you kind of have the bass shine through. I always think those kinds of moments are good. Who is doing this? Who gave a thumbs down? Let me give you thumbs up. We gotta balance it out. Because overall, it's not a terrible beat, but it's not a thumbs up beat either. It's like right in the middle. So we gotta meet you in the middle. All right, I'm taking it away. Stop giving. Who's giving the rock now? What is this? I'm gonna throw a rock at this dude too. Fuck that dude. Let's go. Let's go to Juke. What do you got for us? This is not very promising. We got some emojis, you know. Yeah, you're banned. You are banned. Fuck you. Get out of here. You're not wanted anymore. Next.
Shaker 10.
You got like the stupidliest, most dissonant thing going on here in your pattern, and it kind of sounds ugly. You'll hear it. You'll hear it. Just pay close attention. Did you hear that? Like right? Come on, you gotta hear that. And it just doesn't work for your melody. Like it does not work for your melody. That specific note is the problem. Yo, that snare is a little loud, and also, I don't know, it does not fit the vibes you got here. I think you should turn it down. Yo, welcome to the YouTube members' prowess. You got to turn that snare down. I think you should just find a different snare altogether. I think you should also change your melody in your harmony. Start simple, you know, just start out with a harmony, give it some motion, give it some vibes, then dive into a melody and base it on your harmony. Might be a little easier for you. It is a beat, that's a good point. This is a great thing. I'm so glad someone said it. Drop new videos. Listen. Yo, it's so much work for I am dropping new videos. What do you mean? I'm technically dropping new videos. There's gonna be a beat fix video coming up soon. I'm planning new videos. I've got stuff in the works. But it's not gonna ever be getting back to that point of like, it's never gonna get back to that point where I was doing like 2 videos each and every single week, because that was just a lot. You know what I mean? It was a lot to do for myself where I'm doing everything. And the return is not there. Don't drop new videos. That's even better. I would be totally cool with that. I would be cool with, well, actually I did that for a good couple months now. It's been nice, but I am planning to do some videos. I'm not planning to do them like 2 a week, maybe like 1 a month kind of thing, maybe even less than that. Yeah, doing 1 video a day is crazy, and the return just isn't there. You know what I mean? Like YouTube doesn't really pay like that, you know, so it's like hard to justify it. You have some good stuff. You have some good stuff to start, and then your drums dropped, and everything went downhill. The kick thing, meh. You know what I mean? The hi-hat pattern, meh. It was pretty lackluster. Pretty much everything that came in after your little intro just was meh. You know what I mean? It felt like it was lacking a lot. You had some good ideas, but they're just not really going in the right direction that they should be going based on what you kind of gave me as a taste in the beginning. If that makes sense. Mostly like the drum rhythms I've beef with. Can't believe you got banned. I can. Yo, ringtone type beat. I'm not gonna lie, this 40-second intro that you have here, this is the type of ringtone I wish I had. Also, I leave my phone on silent because I don't like the sounds. I think it's pretty good. I do, however, think there's a little bit of work you could be doing mixing-wise just to make some of your drum sounds cut through a bit cleaner. But other than that, it's pretty good. I love the intro. Like I said, I would make this my ringtone if I could. Damn. Yo, 1 second in and I'm saying damn too. You gotta give me, like, warm my ears up. Let me get into it. Not worth the 40-minute drop. It was not 40 minutes, my guy. This is a mess. Mix wise, you gotta fix this, my guy. Keep your shit clean. Like this is how it feels. Like I'm going into your fucking house and there's just shit, like cat shit, dog shit, your shit on the floor. It's disgusting. There's good stuff here, but then there's like, it's just caked in the shit from your mixing. I'm sorry. I did a video about mixing. I feel like I need to do more. This is the problem, right? You gotta understand how shit works to understand how to mix your stuff. And I feel like a lot of people don't really care to learn how the things work or how music works or how the sounds work. Excuse me. Because like when you're doing these mixing things, what about tuning 808s? Juke, I'm not even talking to you. We're on non-speaking terms right now, Juke. You are banned from my mind. Mixing, who needs that? You do, little bug. You probably do. Eat would go hard on this, maybe. Reference mix, yeah, that's a banger tip. But like honestly, at the end of the day, if you can understand like what this shit is doing, how it's doing the shit, and why, how things work, like you need to understand the technical shit. Like for example, if you don't know okay, this is gonna sound so stupid, but if you don't know, internally FLstudio uses 32-bit float, which just means your sounds can go way over 0 decibels and they're not gonna clip. This is a great thing, but when you export it, if it's not exported at 32-bit float, then the problem is it's going to clip, right? So, you know, when you're listening to it in your DAW, it won't sound clipped. But then when you export it, it's going to clip. And you may wonder why. If you understood how this shit worked and why it does what it does, then you would understand. That's just like an example of it. Yo, Jado, have a good shift at work, my guy. I did not like that note it went to there. Even in context, it just kind of sounded wrong. It's cool, you do have some cool stuff here, but there are some notes that I really just don't agree with. They sound wrong, they sound kind of dissonant as hell in terms of your melody. The drums are just not really there too much for me to really even comment on them, but I do think, like I said, like there are some of these notes in your melody that I would rather be different, a little less disjointed, a little less all over the place, I guess. But it's really cool. What you did is cool. Z minor. Yeah, that is in Z minor. I'll come back to this. What do you got for us, Prowess? I think it's good. I like it. It's in terms of new jazz. You don't really hear new jazz too much anymore. I do think maybe the CTM's a little overkill, but I do like the CTM. I like the little burr kind of it's got to it. You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty good, Prowess. I hope this rage beat is also pretty good, but we'll see. Yeah, I feel like the mix on this needs to be cleaned up. Like, I don't really agree with the sound, or not the sound, the volume, I guess. With the melody, it's a little bit loud, a little bit overpowering. At times, the hi-hat feels a little bit loud. Maybe it's just the hi-hat sample should be different, but I think you got some good stuff here. I do like what you have for the most part. Not this beat, this beat. it's cool. This is definitely a vibe. It's got a pretty decent bounce on it. I think my beef with it is the little kick roll. You kind of do it a few too many times, in my opinion. It would be nice to kind of mix that up, maybe do something different. Maybe just don't do it every now and then. You could just make different patterns for your kick, whatever. I thought it was cool though. The vibes were there. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice, Prowse. You cooked for sure. Yeah, we listened to that. All right, Tempo, what do you got for us? It's been a while since I've heard Tempo's beats. I got beef with this. There's some things I really like. There's a lot of things actually I really like, but what really sticks out to me is the bass sound is just not something I want this beat to have necessarily. Like, it doesn't fit to right here. And then when it kind of goes to that more jerk kind of section, more of that kind of rhythm, it feels like it's just a little either too slow for that rhythm, or you're just not doing enough. You know, you need a bit more going on, or a faster BPM. But other than that, like, you got a lot of good stuff. The vibes are there, the melody's there. It's all good stuff. And you super chat? No, that's not how it works, my dude. So I think there's some good stuff. I gave 3 emojis here. I gave a fire, a thumbs up, and I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Because it's good. The intro is great. Honestly, the intro is very long, but at the same time too, it has a lot going on to the point where it does keep your interest enough. So it's good. It's good in that regard. Then it drops, and it's a big drop. It's nice. It's cool. But at times it gets a little too muddy, and then at times it gets a little too crowded in terms of what's going on, and just there's so much happening that it kind of overwhelms you. So I think maybe you could scale some of that back and clean that up. In terms of what you were going for, the mix was actually kind of fine, because that is exactly how these kinds of things end up getting mixed. So I thought that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, the problem here with your guitar is it sounds very, very much like a VST, partially because the pattern is just very robotically played, and also partially just because the way it's kind of constructed in terms of like when notes are coming in and stuff like that, like how they're being played, etc. It just doesn't sound very real, you know what I mean? And it kind of it detracts from everything else you have. And then your hi-hats are also pretty quiet, and yeah, I think you have a good idea with the guitar melody. It just doesn't really come to fruition the way you probably were hoping. Yeah, first time making jerk / hood trap. I hope it's good. I think in terms of it being your first jerk / hood trap beat is good. It's a little over repetitive, and that kind of the vocal sound you have in there, you spam it too much for sure. Yeah. Other than that though, the 808's good, the patterns are solid, the arrangement's okay. It could be a little bit better. Yeah, with your beat here, I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty solid. It just needs a little bit more variation in your patterns. And then I think as well, I would make like the 808 a little bit louder just so it can kind of cut through the mix a bit more. And then maybe, I don't know, like sidechain some of your stuff to it, just so they can pop a little bit more. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Also, you sent in a SoundCloud link. Please don't do that. We're not going to listen to it because it's SoundCloud. Either send in like a direct MP3 / wave, or oh no, SoundCloud link. I thought it said Spotify. We can do that. We can do that. All right, what do we got? Yeah, I think there's some good stuff here. I think for me, what really is not my favorite is some of the drum patterns. I feel like they kind of feel a little too sporadic, a little all over the place, but I do like the melody and kind of what you've done there. I think there's some good stuff for sure. Hey, Yush man, what do you got for us? good sample. It's like a very good soul sample, I guess, maybe just soul beat in general. If you wanted it to be used as a sample, hey, that could be definitely like one way it gets used. It's pretty fire in that regard. So yeah, I think you cooked. I definitely think you cooked. All right, 909 Zion, what you got for us?
Never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper. You bring violence and war to thwarts of the Dark Realm. But conflict was born in hell. It is inevitable. A fire that fuels creation and gives purpose where there is none. My eyes have been opened.
Quebrantada aqui, pra fazer besteira. Pode a noite inteira, sei que dá regime. Eu sou faixa preta, e ela me odeia. Você me cadeia, então pega na barra pra foder. Então você deu meu pescadinho. Vem na barra pra fumar na bate. Sarra no pente dos quebra.
To be honest, I hate the vocals. I absolutely hate the vocals. The intro is crazy, but then it just dropped into some mid. The vocals ruined it for me deep down. I don't know if those are your vocals or someone else, but they're way too nasally and robotic sounding to really sound good. I don't know. Everything else is good. Like there's a lot of vibes here, a lot of punch, a lot of nice stuff happening. But the vocals just kill it for me. And then after they come in, even you can't even hear them too much, but they're still kind of there and just makes you not enjoy it. I don't know. I wish I could just relive hearing the intro again. I hate when people say this. Vocals are part of the genre. Yeah, but are ass vocals part of the genre? Like the most dog shit sounding vocals ever? Is that part of the genre? You're telling me the genre actively incorporates dog shit sounds? What? Like, listen. Tomato sauce is part of Italian food. Doesn't mean people make pasta with ketchup. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Spam that little vox in there way too many times. The melody's just meh, like nothing interesting is really happening. You have some good sound selection. That's probably the best part about this. If I had to rate the first 12 seconds, I would give it 1 out of 5 stars just because I can't give it 0. All right. Your 808 just go. Like, it just kept getting worse and worse. I don't know. It's doing the goofiest pattern. Mix-wise, it's like, yeah, you can overblow your 808, but, like, this is not it. You didn't do anything that sounds good. I don't know, my guy. Is this like meant to be a meme, or like is this a serious beat? I want to know the truth. Yo, T-Melks, this is not a sound selection issue. All right, let's break it down. Let's be honest. Let's be critical. So first things first, what I gotta say is your mix is awful. It's like you can hear how awful it is in times, because like you clearly put like a limiter or something on there. When the 808 goes away, everything else gets stupidly loud. It doesn't sound good. You're also like overly repetitive in your melody. You're repeating this one single phrase over and over and over again. It gets played out really quick. It's not even a good phrase. Like it's 4 notes, I think, if I remember correctly. So it's like, do something a little more. Do something a little different for your melody. First, make a melody. Make something better than that. And then try and figure out the drums. Don't make the drums destroy the quality of everything else, because then you're just destroying the quality of everything else, you know? Are you allowed to use SoundCloud links? Yes, you can. The beat switch, I thought you had a good idea here. Honestly, it was cool, but the way the 808 was mixed was still pretty bad. It wasn't as bad as before. So I thought, you know what, like it was better after the beat switched. But the 808 mix was still leaving a lot to be desired. It just kind of seems like you squashed your 808 when you should be saturating it. Yeah. Let me open up flstudio. I'll show you what I mean. So, let's say you got an 808. I have my 808 usually in track 11. Let's say you have your 808. If you put a limiter on this, it's not going to sound good. Let's like just slap an 808 in here. Yeah, this will probably work. So if we just slap an 808, oh shit, I pressed the wrong button. Right? So if I put my limiter, I don't know. If I do any compression, anything in here, whatever you did, it's gonna sound pretty dookie. You know what I mean? It's not gonna sound that great. But instead, if I just throw a soft clipper on here, you know, it's gonna saturate instead. So I'm still getting that punch. You know, it seemed like your 808 in that second half was not getting that punch. Just some like little things like that, you know? Yeah. All right, we got Zaire. We're only doing one beat, my guy, so we'll do the first one. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good beat. You did some good work here. It's pretty vibey. Definitely nailed the J. Cole vibes. A little bit more on the older J. Cole style, but I think it's pretty cool. This is definitely fire. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
This is a certified hood classic.
I feel like there's a little bit too much room. Like, I understand the idea of you want to leave room for an artist, but you left a little bit too much room. It feels a little empty, a little lackluster. You have some really cool percussion stuff going on. I think the hi-hats are really cool. I like the sound to them. I thought some of the 808 stuff was also pretty cool. It just gets a little repetitive and it's a little empty, so it'd be nice if you added a bit more to it.
Oh shit, here we go again.
This is muddy. There's like a lot of mud in here that I don't like. I'm not loving the percussion sounds for this beat either. I think you cooked on the melody, but the problem really kind of comes in with the mixing of the melody. Everything there is just kind of clashing with itself, creating its own mud. It's just ugly from that standpoint. The drums are meh, but the percussion sounds leave a lot to be desired. So I think overall there are some places you could improve on, but the general basis is pretty solid. Hope doesn't fail 150 beats per minute. I think it's hype. The drums sound a little dated though, and like dated quite a bit. You know what I mean? Yo, I gotta like fix my hat. What the fuck? But the drums seem a little dated. Like they're pretty plain, pretty basic, and I feel like you could have gone in a much cooler, different vibe with them. The sample or melody or whatever is pretty nice. Yeah, the hi-hats also came in at a weird time. Very orchestral. It needs like something more. There's some good stuff in terms of the melody, but it just falls flat with the drums. Crossfade, what do you have for us?
Come on, let's get faded.
I'm not really liking the melody here. Additionally, I'm not loving the kick kind of in there. I feel like this is a case where you don't need a kick, especially for like a Sophago and Pierre Bourne type beat. You do not need a kick. But the melody's kind of meh. There's some notes in there I'm not loving. I don't know. There's just some stuff you should be doing differently, I think. That's an art, just use different chord notes as well. I think it's hard. You have some stuff being way too repetitive, and that kind of sucks ass. But aside from that, it's pretty good. That's your feedback. Do you finish these beats and then look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, that shit's hard and mixed beautifully? Because it is not, my guy. When your mix is like this, I can't really listen to it enough to tell you like what's going on. You know, like I can tell you that there's some really bad shit happening in your melody, because every now and then you're playing some notes that are just ridiculously dissonant and you're holding them. The melody's not good, the mix isn't good, even for an overblown kind of sounding beat. This mix is not very nice. You know, like there's a way to do it and this is not it. You did make it repetitive on purpose. Yeah, no, that's all good. It's cool. I really like the melody on this. I don't really like the drums on this. The drums are kind of meh for me personally. I think the hi-hats are okay. I kind of like the sound for the hi-hats, not really the pattern. It just feels meh. The rest though, it's like the 808, the sound selection is not good in my opinion. It's not really hitting in a nice way, and then on top of that too, I don't really feel like the pattern adds too much to the beat. But other than that, you know, I think the melody's fire as hell. Cartoon villain type beat. think it's pretty hard. My beef is at some points the 808. I don't really love the pattern. However, other times I just feel like the 808 could be hitting a little bit harder. Other than that, though, it's pretty good. I do like the melody. I like the vibes. It definitely has that evil villain kind of touch to it. Your lead is too loud, it's drowning out everything else, and the pattern to the lead is not good. Everything else here is pretty fine, like everything else here is pretty good. Mix could be a little bit better, but that's not too big of an issue compared to the lead. Also, Lil Bug, yeah, I figured that's why you called it Gru. It's got that little cartoon villain type beat, you know what I mean?
¿Pero qué estás haciendo?
I think it's good. It gets a little repetitive pretty quickly. I thought the intro was probably the best part because it was a little bit more varied. But once it drops, you kind of just like rest on your laurels and you kind of just stick with what you had going that already worked. Give me like something here and there. Give me like a little dash of flavor every now and then, something to spice it up a little bit more. I thought that was pretty good, but it could be better. You got two issues here. First of all, you got a melody that just feels like it's going nowhere and doing nothing. And then the other issue is you have drums that don't feel like they're hitting or really doing anything. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you just kind of put stuff together for the sake of putting stuff together. You didn't really create a vibe with the melody. You didn't really do too much with it. I would have liked to see like a little bit more happening. Just give me some direction with it. It can be a hopeless direction. It can be whatever kind of direction you want. Just some kind of direction. And then you can base your drums off that a little bit more, because right here it just kind of feels like you have your drums hitting, bam. Okay, next drum, bam. You know what I mean? So give me a little bit more. Do everything with a little bit more purpose and a little bit more thought. I think this is pretty cool. I do think you've got some nice ambience going on with your melody and everything. I think that's cool. I think the drums are pretty solid as well. I think some stuff could be a little louder overall. Maybe even the whole thing could be a bit louder, but it's pretty good. I also kind of like that little triangle perk you slid in there, all sneaky deaky like.
Nico, you know what's up.
I think it's cool what you have here. I think it would have been nice to do a little bit more with your melody, but overall it is really, really nice and bouncy. The drums are where it shines most. I really like the drum bounce the most, to be honest with you. So I thought that was pretty good. Everick, what do you got for us?
Want you for the night, yeah. Want you by my side, yeah. Could you be the one that makes me feel something, yeah. Cause I've been trying to hide, I've been trying to hide it, hide it out. Baby, when it's night, go back, come back for my
That Vox was way too loud. Turn that down, and honestly, like, there's nothing else I can really say negative. You created a vibe here. The mix on the drums is good. The bounce is good. It's switching up from time to time in a nice, refreshing way. It's really cool. It's really, really nice. Yo, when did you buy it? That's the real question. Because it's a monthly thing, and so it probably just expired, my guy. It goes away after a month. Yeah, I think you cooked on this. This is fire. You just bought it? Crazy. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I've never seen something like that before. Said you just subscribed for the first time now, so I'm not sure what to tell you. All right, Mira, what do you got for us? My guy, this is music. I'm glad you've caught on to the page that everybody else has arrived at a while ago. In case you can't read, I'll read it for you. Just a heads up, this isn't a beat, but instead an instrumental song. You know what that means? I think if not, you know what? Rest kind of explains. So this will sound a lot different from all of the other stuff people have shown here. Crazy. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna say. I think there's a lot of good stuff here in terms of your instrumental song. What I do feel is the arrangement could be cleaned up a little bit more, could be shored up a little bit more in terms of like the drops, for example. It feels like there needs to be maybe like a cut in space or just something like that. Transition could be a little cleaner, and it could be maybe built a bit better as well, like the build up into it. Everything, like when it drops, it's cool, like that is good. Each section individually is good, but it's the overall arrangement that could be a little tidier, a little bit neater on the whole thing, just to kind of take it up a level or two. League of Legends music, listen, everybody has different music tastes. At the end of the day, people like country, people don't like country. Who gives a fuck? Like, dog, what? People meme trap music the same way you meme something you don't like. I figured it out. Dancho just does not listen to anything modern. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think the mix could be a little bit cleaner, but I do think you do a good job with the melody. It's definitely something that's going to be a little bit more on the catchy side, which I kind of like. It's going to definitely stick in my head a little bit. It's nice. You did good with that. Yo, what do we got here? Yeah, on God, I kind of fuck with digicore a little bit. It's nice. I mean, it's pretty solid. My beef is I don't like the kick, and overall mix wise it's really quiet, so I think you can make the overall mix a little bit louder so that it pops a bit more. Stop, why are you doing this for your beat? This is crazy. it is, but this just, it feels like there's some kind of mud in here that just doesn't really sound too good. I think mix-wise, you could definitely clean this up because it does feel like some of the drums aren't really popping out or shining through the way I'd want them to, especially for like a J. Cole, Freddie Gibbs type beat. And it felt like there was a little bit of mud in there too that you could probably EQ out. But other than that, it was pretty good. I did like the vibes. I think it's good. It just doesn't really work out too great when the kick and the 808 are hitting at the same time, because your kick and 808 are kind of clashing a little bit. You can really notice it, especially when the kick and 808 first come in, especially together. I don't really like the kick or the 808 for this beat altogether. So like personally, I would just go in and change those sounds. But I think you do have some good stuff with the melody. It would be nice if you had a little bit more just like variance or just something else going on. But other than that, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty clean, my guy. Where were we? Yo, this shit's old. Not even the right channel. Is it? Where'd it go? I'm so confused. Yeah, we gotta go up. What happened here? Shit. Where were we? Look. I think we were at like 1201. I think I can remember my spot. Yeah, we listened to this. We didn't go here. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's totally fine. You can take a sample and flip it, but what you want to do is you can add things around it. Like, it doesn't just have to be the sample flipped. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, you could easily throw in like a little lead here and there, or like a little pluck, just anything really, just to add additionally to what you have. Because what you had was pretty basic. Whether you flipped it or not, it was pretty plain and basic. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. The CTM kind of didn't really hit right. The regular 808 that you were using, the first one, it came in clean. It was nice. It was really good. I fucked with it. It was nice in that regard. It did get a little repetitive melody-wise pretty quickly, but I feel like you could have maybe added something in or just given some form of variation in there. But other than that, you know, it was pretty good, pretty clean. You just want to know how to mix stuff because good mixing helps a lot. You can use stock FL plugins for like 99% of the mixing you do, even 100% of the mixing. You know what I mean? Yeah, soft clip on the master, EQ and leveling. That's like your bread and butter of mixing. And to put it even simpler, like it's not even just soft clip on master. Control your levels. That kind of just plays into leveling. Just control your levels and control your frequencies. Those are the two most important things to mixing. That's your bread and butter. And as you go, you can learn more. You can understand what lives in which frequencies and where things are, and then you can activate that knowledge and use it in your everyday mixing life. No, mixing is not complicated. It's not complicated like that. It can be complicated because there's a lot of depth to the topic, but to get into it, it's pretty basic. Just control your levels, control your frequencies, because that's like the two things you hear in music. You know what I mean? The two things are volume and pitch, and pitch differs in frequencies, and volume differences in level. So you're controlling the two things there. Stop. Who did you hear that from? Don't do that. Don't put a soft clipper on every single channel. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You can put a soft clipper on like some channels, sure. You can put a soft clipper on your 808 if you want. Most of the channels you put it on, it's probably not going to do anything. The idea of putting it on your master is just so that you control the final level, and you saturate anything that exceeds it, right? Because if anything, like when you export your beat, if anything is going over 0 decibels, it's gonna clip, because you're probably exporting your beat at something that clips at 0 dB. Don't just soft clip spam everything. George Savage, listen, you got chords, you have kind of a melody. It's a starting point for sure. What I like to do with my chords is I like to give them some motion, some life, and some rhythm, and you don't really have that going on here. So what you should do is take your chords. Let's just draw a simple A major chord. I think that's what the scale is. Yeah, we're in A major. A sharp major, my bad. So let's say you just got this regular schmegular chord, right? It's pretty boring. Whoa, why is this craziest 808 here? So let's say you got this really basic, boring ass chord. Cool, you can just kind of give it a little bit of life. I don't know. I'll just do this. This will sound like something. It's maybe not going to sound good, but you can just do things like this to give it a little bit of life. You know what I mean? Like, just give it some motion, something happening. Maybe we start throwing in, like, I don't know, the 9th or the 7th. You know what I mean? Like, you can do these kinds of things. Now I took that really basic ass chord and I turned it into something a little more interesting than what it already was. You know what I should do? I should clip that and turn it into a short. Real shit. Alright, Markel, what do you got for us? not gonna lie, this doesn't sound that good. Like, there's just a lot of things I'm not liking here. The little vocal here, yeah, ain't no way they did that. It's criminal. The little vocal thing you had there is kind of not good at all. Don't do that. The the melody in general was just kind of meh. It fell really flat. A lot of the notes were not that great. Just it didn't do anything for me. For mine, I gotta listen through all the switches. No way. It's crazy. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. This is cool. I really like the switch. It went from a really nice bouncy vibe to still a nice bouncy but chiller vibe. It was really cool. I don't love the Vox you used, but that's just me. I think you could have used probably a more chill chant, more laid back chant. I think you did great. Tristan, you always seem to make great beats, but this is a very different beat from what I've typically heard from you. So it's pretty good. This dude, DeMello's Beats, he loves you and he loves your music. Congratulations. Let's go. Fool, it's good. It's solid for what you were going for. It's definitely solid. It gets a little repetitive though, especially by this point in time. It would have been nice to have some kind of variation, just anything. Give me a little different. Give me something. You know what I mean? Bro, looping. Ball. All right, Trippy Sneak, what do you got for us?
In the dark shadows of history lie legends of lost civilizations whose kings ruled with the power of gods, only to crumble into the dust of time. From such a place rode 3 horsemen. Their leader, wearing the gold of ancient royalty,
How far am I going down? We'll see. What I'm gonna do next time around though is I'm gonna change the format that we do these streams in. Instead of just like a line, I'm gonna figure out something different, and we'll do that something different next time. So don't you worry. I thought your intro was alright. It was a little like amateur sounding, to be really honest with you, and then when it dropped it still kind of had that amateur sound to it, and it just kind of comes out in your drum selection as well as just kind of the melody. It feels very robotic, both in kind of the pattern itself and just how the notes are played. You could give some humanization to it, or you could also, instead of just humanization, kind of just have like your notes like, I don't know, this, right? Everything's just hitting perfectly on beat. Give me something on the and instead of on the beat, you know what I mean? Mix it up a bit. Get a little creative with it. How often do I rate beats? I rate them never. This is a feedback. I'm giving you feedback. But to answer the question, I give feedback maybe like once a month. If, you know what I'm planning to do, what I'm hoping to do is realistically, like I want to do it instead where it's like, hey, if you're in the chat, let me know, you know what I mean? Like, let me review your beat. So I might do like 1 or 2 like that instead of doing just one like this. I thought this was beautiful, to be fully honest. I understand there's no rapper probably gonna slide on this. That's okay. It is a very beautiful beat, very big. The mix is nice. A lot of the stuff you have is hitting really nice and hard. You did a great job, truthfully. You got 20k subs on your channel. Congrats to you, my guy. Is your tag ass? Possibly. I don't know. Did you send a beat in? I'll give it a listen. I think there's some good stuff here, but it's a little overly repetitive and yeah, like I understand you haven't mixed or mastered it. I get that, that's fine. I won't really critique the mix and master, just it's really repetitive. You don't have anything too crazy going on in there. Control B, literally. That is what this beat is. It'd be nice to mix it up. The mellows. You've been doing beats for 2 months, but you have 20k subs. Make it make sense. Let's look at your channel. Like, what? Let's look at your channel. What is this? You do have 20k subs. You only got videos for 5 days. This is fucking suspicious, dude. Stop. What? No, what did you used to do? What did you used to do on here? This is like the most suspicious looking ass thing. Stop. This is so suspicious, bro. Either you did something. I know you did something. I'll listen to one of your beats. If this is ass, you don't earn any of those subscribers. That's crazy. Your tag is ass, to be honest with you. You were asking if your tag is ass. Your tag is complete ass. That aside, your mix is pretty bad. Like, things could be definitely louder. Overall, though, like, it's not bad. Really not that bad. You've done pretty decent for your beat making. If you keep it up, you could definitely make some great beats. So shout out to you. Hey, some dude's reviewing some beats. What does he got to say? So shout out to you. Hey, some dude's reviewing some beats. Oh shit, that's me. Hey, all right, let's get out of here. Let's listen to some actual beats. Elias, what do you have for us? The beat sounds a little too happy. I don't know why. You do have a pretty good mix on the 808 though. The 808's kind of punching. It's nice. I think that's the strongest part on here. You gotta fix up that melody, that's for sure. This is an end of a song, so judge it with that in mind. I'll do my best to do that. I think there's some really good stuff here that I really like, but at the same time too, it feels like there's some things that kind of detract from the outro component here, and it kind of just gets a little messy rhythm wise as well as like just sound wise. You know, like there's sometimes things are just a little too crowded. Yeah, it's not a beat. I swear to God, some of y'all can't read. It's not. I even read it for you. This is an end of a song. It's not even a beat, my guy.
gets ruined.
This does not sound clean. It's very just generic. There's not much happening. It's pretty empty. The sound selection leaves a little bit to be desired. I think you could have done a better job, my guy. Take the pattern, change it to a different sound, start over, make something new. Because you have a good starting point, but not a good beat. You know what I mean? Dancho, you've been talking shit, right? You've been talking shit. Now you're saying go check you out? Okay. If you have some dog shit beats, stop. What is this? You have one beat. Let's give it a listen.
Sade bu yaşamlar arada kalma işine gelince paraya bakacaksın kaçacağım buradan senin aklını alacağım her şeyi at çok değiştim akşam kopuyor feryat nakaratlar yansın yakıyor her yanı AMG altımda ver yanı bugünden dur neden her yarım içimde şeytan var çok onayım tutarsız her şeyim kullanayım Cengel köpek koz hep kontak pay bende artık yok.
I don't know why, but this is terrible. This is terrible. The beat and the artist are in two different keys, bro. This is awful. This is dog shit. There's no way you posted this on your YouTube and said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna post this and share it with the world. Bro, you should have listened to this first. Like, what? Stop. I gotta dislike it. Like, this is... Yo, YouTube won't even let me leave a dislike because it's so bad. Stop. This is your beat? I don't care if it's your beat. The whole thing is shit. My dude, it is terrible. It hurts to listen to. Like, at first I was like, why did they do this? But then I realized... Neither of you knew why you did it. Like, what is this? I'm sorry. You get a timeout just for that. I'm sorry. I gotta time you out real quick for that. Like, that was criminal. Listen, delete that and just post just the beat. Because the vocals weren't doing any justice to the beat. They were doing the opposite. Yo, yeah, he was talking about trash. Listen, his beat could be fire. I don't care, though, because I'll open it up and the whole thing's shit. Crazy. Who's making Eminem beats in 2025? Stop. Stop. Beats to be murdered by. Yo, Eminem type beat crazy. This does sound like some shit Eminem would say some misogyny type bars to. This is terrible though. Well, the beat's not terrible. It's just really generic in a sense. Like, I want some kind of new vibe, new creativity. Give me something that you listen to your own beat and say, yeah, this shit's a good beat. Because I'm not getting that from here. This. DeMellos, I'm gonna tell you two things. First and foremost, engagement benefits me, so the more you spam, the more I benefit. Additionally, well, I'm gonna finish that point actually. Saying things like, hey, if you do this, I'll stop spamming, I'll stop saying things. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why would I actively choose to not get engagement, right? On top of that too, why would I actively choose to do that when I could also just actively choose to mute you or something? You know, I have options here, right? I have options. You do not. Now, the other thing I was going to say is nobody wants to see spamming. Like, I gave you a listen to one beat. Skip the entire line. I don't really do that. So, you know, get over it. Review faster. Damn. They're cracking the whip on me right now. Stop.
Cut that bitch off!
Spam this Vox. It's not good. Don't spam the Vox like that. Your comment may have gotten taken down because YouTube has their own moderation system of some sort. So I don't know. Maybe you said something that YouTube didn't like. Yeah, who said review faster? You need to go to prison. I don't know what a cloud name is. Sounds kind of whack. Yeah, I don't know what your cloud sound name is. It's kind of whack though, I think. This beat is also a little whack in the sense that, you know, you're picking up in energy and volume, but it's just kind of crowding everything else. This is the craziest comment I've ever received. We gotta like move the chat box over here. It's so crazy. Look at this. We gotta full screen it and shit. Stop. Full screen. Dude, you only like funk music. You don't like understandable things. Classical American music. You have the mindset of liking whatever is famous. That's crazy. When have I ever said I liked funk music even? That's insane, my dude. Who are you even talking to? Yo, pumpkin type beat. This is definitely on the spooky vibes. Yammering. I feel like this is just... There's a lot of mess here. There's some good ideas at its core, but there's a lot of mess, and the Vox is getting spammed, so it just doesn't work out too great. Kevin KK, what do you got for us? Yeah, I just realized. Kevin KK, what is this dude? We gotta get him out of here. Yo, we already listened to DeMello's beats. He's stopped talking because I told him the secret sauce about engagement, which, knowing he has 20k subscribers, he should probably already know this, but we don't really know how he got those 20k subscribers, because, oof. Hey, DeMellos, I can't click on your profile to go to your channel if you're not talking, by the way. That's the other catch here. No, you know what his ass? This beat is pretty bad. Kevin, listen. they need to confiscate your FL Studio, because what is this? Sound selection game 0 out of 10. That's what I give you for sound selection. For mixing, honestly, 3 out of 10. It's an okay passable mix. It's just everything else is so bad in terms of the selected sounds, the patterns, the melody. Why did you do that? Let's just move on, pretend it didn't happen. The mellows, that's crazy. Listen, if you watch all my content, prove it. Prove it. What did I post 2 years ago on April 3rd? What was the video? Let's see. Let's see. Did you actually watch all of it, or are you lying here just because you want me to listen to your beat? Which is it? You know what, Marta Betas, what you did here was use that crash, and you used it so nicely, so I appreciate that. The rest of this is a little meh though. I really wish you would complete that snare like bounce that's pretty standard, but just complete it like once or twice. Give me some form of satisfaction when I'm listening to your goddamn music. That aside, I think the beat is solid. There's some things in here that are a little like lacking, like in terms of melody. It kind of feels like it needs a little bit more, but I think you did a pretty decent job. This is off to some spa music vibes. Yeah, I don't know. There's some notes in here that I really didn't like. There was a little too much dissonance with them. The pattern was fine, I guess. The rhythm to it was kind of funky. You have some nice ambient sounds, but that's kind of all it boils down to. Sounds kind of corporate, a little bit. Stupid. It's only 10 p.m. in France. No, it's actually 8 p.m. Let's get that shit. No, I'm kidding. Let's get that shit right though. Shout out to France for being French. They partially colonized my country at one point in time. It's a little OD. Like your drums, you got things rolling left, right, and center. You're doing a little too much here and there, but then at the same time too, you're not doing that much with your melody. It's a little empty. You know, you could be focusing a bit more time on that, a little bit less on the drums, and you would have something way better. Best music type is France, said no one ever. Who listens to only French music? Nobody. You ever listen to French trap music? It's pretty mid. Yo, Section d'Assaut. Oh my god, bro. Stop. Not that great. They were good, but not that great.
Yo, Jew, you made this?
I don't know who told you this is hyperpop, but so far I'm getting zero hyperpop vibes, but I'm getting some vibes from this for sure. It's pretty fire. It's hitting hard. Not sure about the hyperpop vibe though. It's cool. Some of your sounds are a little too dry. Just throwing some reverb on that would probably fix that, probably clean it up. The mellows, you know what? You're not lying. You're bringing a little more French to the channel, so you know what? I will give your Don Toliver beat a listen. You only have one Don Toliver type beat. That's a shame. I would have listened to a different one. Yo, this is criminal. If your music is so... No, wait, you didn't say so. If your music is good, fire emoji. You'll get the beat for free. If not, classic license. 20 euros. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why did I give in to his demands? I don't know. But what I find hilarious about this character, DeMello's Beats, is this. This is insane. You're actively out here saying, hey, if you got good shit, I'm going to give you my shit for free. If not, pay up. You imagine being someone who reads this and buys your beat. Like, they're just admitting to themselves that their music is ass, and then they're paying you for more to create more music that they know is ass. That's terrible. Alright, there's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff. The good stuff is this is better than the last beat by a long shot. That's the good stuff. The bad stuff here is that your mix is pretty mid. Like, your mix is just not that great. There's a lot of drum sounds that just don't really cut through the mix in a way you want them to. They kind of fall flat in that regard. So it kind of detracts from your overall beat. Yeah, for 2 months, you know what? Props to you. You did great. For 2 months, you did great. Doesn't really sound like a Don Toliver beat. No, the Mellows, we're not doing this shit no more. You can't do this. Stop. You can't do this. You can't say, now listen to this one. We're not going down the list of the Mellow Beats' beats. None of that. You had 2. You're done. You're banned. You're fired. clean. Cats Pop, I really like what you did here. I do like these kinds of beats. You know, I like that little plucky bass. I think this is awesome. At times, it makes me wish there was a bit more happening. It kind of feels a little unfinished. So if it is, please finish it up. If not, flesh it out some more. Liam, what do you got for us? Lucky type beat, let's go. This is ugly. There's high end on here, Liam, that kind of just hurts my ears a tiny bit. It's very subtle. The drums don't really do anything all that interesting. The melody is kind of in that same vice. Like, it's not doing all that much. There's not much changing going on. So it would be nice to clean that up a little bit. Maybe have a bit more happening. How come your messages got auto deleted? I have no idea. I have no control over that. It's a bot. It's a black box. I can't see into it. Made, what do you got for us? Made be cooking. Yo, Dancho, don't make me play your beat again. Don't make me play that shit again. Last time you got laughed at so hard that you stopped talking for like 10 minutes. Don't make me do it again. Yeah, I don't really like that little pattern that came in there. The sound to it was also pretty ass. But other than that, I thought this was pretty good. The mix on here was nice. Things were hitting hard. It was clean. The mellows, the way you can get your drum mix to sound better is, first of all, you gotta have the levels controlled. Like, your kick or 808 should be the loudest thing in your beat, probably, especially if you're making trap music. And then you kind of want to structure everything mix-wise in terms of volume around your like kick or 808, depending which you're trying to have be a little louder. But yeah. All right, Elias, you already sent in a beat. Leo, you sent in a beat. Inferno, you sent in a beat. It's one beat per person. Get out of here. I don't know if you did. Yo, mate, it's been a minute. I hope you're doing good. Always a pleasure to get your beats sent in. Please send in more in the near future. Yo, Dancho, listen. I'm not feeling any type of way about it. I'm just saying, do you want people to know the credibility behind the opinion or not? This shit's kind of hard. I can't lie. This shit is actually hard. I like what you did with the everything. It's good. I like what you did. That's true. I did listen to 2 beats from that Bozo DeMello's guy. Crazy. Craziness. I don't know why I did that. I just rewarded bad behavior. He's gonna grow up and become a criminal now because of me. He's gonna go into prison because I rewarded some bad behavior. He's gonna learn that that's the right thing to do in society. God damn it, I've created a monster. Bro, listen. All right, I'm gonna give backstory. Okay, so we got Dancho here. Dancho here is saying if you give this guy any music other than synths, he definitely won't like it. Now, that's all good and fine. I don't really give a shit about what you have to say. But what's comical is Dancho had asked me to listen to his music. He was talking mad shit earlier, so I listened to his music, and lo and behold, here's his channel. He's got one beat. We pull up his single beat. Listen.
Sade bu yaşamlar arada kalma, işine gelince paraya bakacaksın. Kaçacağım buradan, senin aklını alacağım. Her şeyi at, çok değiştim akşam. Kopuyor feryat, nakaratlar yansın. Yakıyor her yanı, AMG altımda ver yanı.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna talk about next. This is terrible, by the way. The fact that the vocals and the beat are so off is just awful. But if we go to my channel, right? Oops, it's just awful. But if we, yo, I agree with that dude's opinion though. But if we go to my channel, listen. Here's some of my tricks for making fire my scale.
Very embarrassing.
There isn't a single synth in here. Here's what you need to be doing if you want to make fire trap melody. Let me show you how I make crazy trap.
This is my whole life. This is all I have, and it's going to hell. I mean, it's pain. It's killing me. It's tearing me apart to know this is happening. I can't continue to do it no more.
Again, not a single synth in sound. What I'm trying to prove to you, Dancho, is that, listen, I said your beat could have been great or whatever, but the overall song was so ass because the vocals and the beat were in two different keys and it just sounded terrible. And now you're out here in my chat telling me that I'd hate everything you submit because it doesn't have synths in it. Back it the fuck up. Like, what? Back it up, prove it, have something to actually substantiate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Kind of feels like the 808 is spammed a bit. Less is more in this regard. Like, if you have an 808, you don't have to be spamming it to such an extreme. Sometimes you can create more bounce by having less 808, and that seems like that would be the case here for sure. So definitely try and do that. The engineer had sent me their beat independently because their beat wouldn't get submitted for whatever reason. It would get auto-deleted. So we're going to listen to this instead of DeMello's beats. Very video gamey, but very well done. Honestly, an engineer, you've leveled up exponentially from where you first started as a producer. I think you did a great job, and specifically with this beat. I do kind of miss when you would make that oh shit, what was that genre called? It was like electro funk, whatever. It was cool. It was cool, but I think you cooked. Honestly, you did great. It would be very nice to see this in like a nice little video game. So I feel like you should pursue that. Be honest with you. I don't know if you are. Dancho, I got a question. What country do you think I'm from? Genuine question. You cooked. I love this. I love this. This vibe is phenomenal. I like what you did here. The melodies are great. They really add a little bit while not being too much, and then having that kind of overpowering bass. Really beautiful. You did awesome. Great work. Same beats. What do you got? Well, Dancho, like many things in your life, you are wrong once again. I think you did a good job. This is really cool. I like the beat. Like, you have a lot of nice textures in here. The drums are pretty good. I do wish they cut through the melody a little bit more, but overall you did a pretty good job. So props to you, my guy. Dancho, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you're kind of dumb. Like, I'm gonna be real honest, the real blunt. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed, my dude. I tried to. I think this is pretty good. Honestly, I like what you did with the melody. I didn't really love the direction he took the drums in, but that's kind of more of a subjective taste coming in there. So I think you did a good job. Honestly, the mix was pretty solid as well. So keep it up, keep it clean. You know what I mean? We gotta listen. So where we're at right now is technically we cut off submissions at 12:15. We don't really listen to these. I'm going to listen to some of these because, you know, I'm nice. We'll give Bullets a listen first because you've been here, you've been chatting. There's only 3 people that we're gonna listen to. I've listened to yours, DeMellos. You need to shut up. You're banned. You're timed out from talking. You've lost the privilege to speak. So we got 2 people or 3 peoples that we're gonna listen to. Three beats that we're gonna listen to. Right? I'm just like making a note. Shit, I didn't mean to say that. That's one of them though. I'm just making like a note. Damn it, I did it again. That's awful. Alright, so let me try this again. Let me try and make this list again. We'll listen to Bullets. I'll play Bullets first. Yo, Engineer, what kind of games are you making music for? Because low-key, I've been trying to dabble in the game making field. Like, I know most people probably don't know this, but I have my degree in computer science. That's actually what my day job is in, so I do coding professionally. So you know, I've been trying to get into making games and stuff as like a little side thing, just as like little projects, just to learn some more languages like Rust and stuff. You know what I really like about this? You got this one lead pattern, and I kind of like the melody to it. But I feel like with your drums, they just don't work the best with this beat. Maybe it's a bit of sound selection, maybe it's a bit of patterns, probably a little bit both. Oh yeah, you're giving feedback to someone else. But yeah, no, that's kind of my takeaways here. Like, I do like the melody. I like some of the ideas there. I wish some things were a little bit different in the melody. Maybe you could have taken some things in slightly different directions. But I do think the drums are kind of where this gets detracted from most. You want to get into producing, and when you pop in your feed, when I pop in your feed, it's super helpful. I'm glad it can be helpful. That's the entire reason I started making content. Was to be helpful, because I learned some stuff in terms of production at the time, and you know, I thought to myself, damn, it would have been nice if I knew this shit before. Let me share what I know with people, and that's kind of how that started. So I'm glad it can be helpful, because that was entirely my intention of ever really creating content in the first place. So I actually already put off who the other two people are. What is this dude's name? Prod by Geo. I knew it wasn't going to be his thing. Geo, what is your name in Discord? It's Geo, right? Yeah, I found it. Perfect. So we're going to listen to this one, and then we have one other beat. I've already put who the name is aside. If it's not their Discord name, though, we'll figure it out. I mean, technically, Dancho, this is a synth too, because it's all just software synthesis. It's a software synth. Even technically, a lot of the pianos you're using are software synth. So, yeah, hate to break it to you. Geo, I think you did do some good stuff here. This is not a Juice WRLD type beat. You gotta move past Juice WRLD. The whole world has. It's time for you to move past it as well. But this is not a Juice WRLD type beat. You got a cool guitar kind of pattern going on. I think it could be a little bit cooler if you add in some variation, or you add in some more stuff going on around it. But as well, in terms of your drums, like the hi-hats kind of leave a little bit to be desired. You could definitely add in some percussions, maybe some like crashes or open hats, just a little bit to bring in a little more life to your beat, because it's kind of a little plain and lackluster in that regard. I'm gonna listen to Saber because your beat's right here. That's not one of the three, but I'm gonna listen to your beat because it's right here, and you've been an active chatter, and you've been engaging in a nice, respectful way. I definitely don't think this is bad. I think there's some good stuff going on here. I do think your sequence at times can be a little disjointed and dissonant with your harmony there. But aside from that, I do think like the drums, like the kick is fine. It's not really an issue. I feel like maybe you could have a little bit more low end going on, but that's not too much of an issue either. The hi-hat sample, I would have used a different sound myself, but overall, like, this is not bad, especially if you're like pretty new to producing. I think you've got a good foundation here on kind of multiple patterns, which a lot of people seem to struggle with. So it's definitely a great starting point and something you can build on for sure. How's everyone been doing on this fine Sunday? That's a great question. All right, this is the last one. Stop. Why did I pick like a weeb? Stop. I did. This is my mistake. Don't mind the profile, please. I've been trying to get into video game music. Power to you. Get into it. One of your newest beats. We're only going to listen to one because it's the rules. The Mellows. You are the engaging chatter. I'm glad you found a role for yourself in society. Okay, you're telling me to listen to the newer one. I'm going to do that then. I'll be real, this beginning bit is really messy mix-wise. Like, there's a lot of frequencies that are kind of clashing a little bit. There's just some things that don't have room together. I think that could be cleaned up with some EQ. Yo, DeMellos, you can't even spell the name of your own beat properly. That's hilarious. Alright, so I feel like it's a little bit messy, to be quite frank. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening, and the mix on it is a little messy because things are just overlapping with each other and clashing in a lot of the sense. Like, there's just not a lot of room for a lot of the things. So I think that kind of really detracts from what you have. Alright, DeMellos, I'm actually gonna have to time you out at this point. You're behaving like the baby that you are, and I'm sorry for believing you could behave like an adult. But I guess it's just time. It's just time for you to have your little nap break or whatever it is, you know. Yeah, but this beat, like, it's a little too much. It's definitely a little too much. There's a lot happening here. You got to make some space. You got to really control how things are interacting with each other. And it seems like you had an idea, but the idea didn't really come to fruition maybe in the best way possible. There were parts that I did like kind of where it was just building up into the drum breaks, but it just took a while to get there, I think, you know? So keep it up. Focus in on making space for everything and just making sure nothing is too messy or muddy, and you'll have a lot more success in that regard. I would also maybe recommend like talking with an engineer, because it seems like you guys are interested in making similar kinds of music potentially. So an engineer, you know, he's kind of goated with the sauce. Like, he used to make pretty dookie ass beats, but now he makes pretty good beats. All right, Bricks, I'm gonna give yours a listen because yours is right here, and then we're gonna have we'll do something else. Yeah, you got this like one melody, you're kind of over repeating it. Like, repetition is good. Repetition is what kind of makes things catchy. What makes things like stick in someone's brain. But you're over repeating the same phrase just in different octaves. You're not really doing anything with it. It would be nice to have a little more structure with your actual melody as opposed to just what you're doing now. I think the drums are okay, but they don't add that much bounce. They're just kind of there to fill up space. So I think overall, you know, it's solid, but it could be better for sure. There's one thing, yeah, we gotta get rid of this. There's one thing I need to bring some people's attention to. Someone was saying it kind of sucks that I'm not gonna go through everyone's beat, which is, yeah, it's fair, it's true. It's also not realistic for me to go through everybody's beat. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of beats submitted, even just from 12 to 12:15, and that is exactly why I preface this. Beat review submissions will cut off at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 15 minutes from now. See, or 15 minutes after submissions open, right? So if you submit it in this time, your beat is definitely going to get reviewed, right? Does this make sense? So I'm sorry if yours didn't get listened to. At the end of 12:15 my time, Eastern Standard Time, I can tell you, like, that was just because it's outside of this window, but to make things functional and actually work in terms of streaming, this is kind of how I have to go about it. But be ready, because we'll do it next month. You know, you have another opportunity each month. You get an opportunity for this, so that's what we'll do. Anyways, that's gonna be where we wrap up the stream. I appreciate all of you showing up. I appreciate the engagement, the interaction. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday, great rest of your weekend. If it's a long weekend for you as well, enjoy your long weekend and take care.